Hey everybody, this is Brendan Anthony, Director of the Texas Music Office, and you're listening to the Bad Truth Podcast. Listen up.
From the acclaimed Yellow Dog Studios in the heart of Wimberley, Texas, you're listening to the Bad Truth Podcast with your hosts, Michael and Adam.
So, Amazon Prime has this show called Eat the World with Emerald, and it's probably one of my favorite shows.
Are we talking food?
Dude, yes, we're talking food.
When are we going to do that? We keep teasing that we're going to do a food podcast because I hate food
You
and you
hate
love
all
food.
And this is like Emerald's going all over. It's just him and he picks a buddy and they go to a different country and eat, and then they start. It's like jazz musicians hanging out, talking, and then they end up getting to a club and then playing horn. It's like, it's fucking awesome. And they can cuss because it's on Amazon Prime, so it's fantastic.
Chipotle has queso now. Just want to throw that out there. Keep on with the Chipotle thing.
Chipotle.
Oh, so I have a new thing I do now.
What's that?
It's pretty hard. All right, so I'm in line at Chipotle,
Yes.
and I was looking around, and everyone's on their fucking phones, dude. Everyone in line. It was lunchtime. It's like 20 people deep. I look around, I see this one lady, and I go, oh, she's not on her phone. Oh, finally, there's one person that's actually paying attention, being alive, you know, not in the Matrix. She took her phone out and looked at it. It's like, damn it.
Of course.
So that's what I try to do now. When I'm in line, try not to look at my phone. No matter how long the line is, I'm not going to look at my phone.
Is it working? Are you not looking at your phone?
I'm not looking at it, but it's difficult. Sometimes you feel the vibration from the notification because someone liked your picture that you put. You want to see who it was.
Now here's my next question is, so at what point do you tweet about it? Are you in line when you're tweeting, or is it after you eat? Do you tweet, or when you sit down?
We're
after you got your
podcasting
Chipotle?
about it now.
Yeah. So
here's the other thing that's
when do you tweet
equally
about
hard.
it? What's that?
This might be even harder than not looking at your phone while you're in line somewhere, is not looking at your phone during a commercial break.
Ooh. I can't do that.
That's tough. But why should you?
I wonder if our guest and my friend and fellow foodie,
Oh, yeah, we have a guest here.
Rob.
Can I talk yet? Sorry.
I think you can talk. I was about to ask. I didn't know. Is it Robert or is it just Rob?
No, it's Robert. Robert Atkinson Baird. I have a ridiculous Southern name.
Man,
How many nicknames does Robert have in it?
Got Bobby, Bob,
Yeah.
Robert,
Robbie.
Bert?
Bert.
You could have been Bert.
I
Bert
get
Baird.
Rod every once in a while. But it's not a nickname. They're like, Rod, here's your coffee. And I'm like, if my name was Rod.
Rod? That doesn't even
Rod.
sound
No,
right. No.
No.
I know.
I would have gone with Bert Baird.
I like Bert. I like
Bert
Bert.
Baird.
Bert's kind of a baseball player's name, isn't it?
That's definitely a baseball
like a
player.
bouncer.
70s baseball player.
A bouncer or a 70s baseball player.
Bob Baird doesn't sound good to me. It sounds like a used car salesman.
That's
Come on
true.
down to Bob Baird.
Dude, the band calls me Bobby. I get Bobby from them, which is funny. And people are always weirded out by that. I think it's a term of endearment.
People are probably wondering why you're here today.
I don't know.
I think Michael's wondering why you're
Yeah.
here today.
I don't think Michael knows that Mr. Oder and I's past of
Yeah.
touring
I know y'all
together.
have a past, sorted
Yeah, we have a
past,
past.
probably. Probably shared women together at some point.
You know what's crazy is that when Rob needed a bass player, he called me.
That's good. You know why Rob doesn't call me ever to sub or play? Because I don't have enough fucking denim. I don't wear denim, dude.
Yeah, I was wondering about that jacket. What is that? Is that a Lebanese special?
It's linen.
I like linen. Linen feels good to wear.
Yeah, it's good for the summer because it keeps the moisture in so you don't burn up and die.
It's 84 degrees outside right now, but I mean, you know,
Would you rather I wear a summer beanie?
I'd rather you wear all denim. A denim overalls with a denim shirt.
Can they make denim boots?
Probably. I've seen denim drums before.
I don't have boots, but I do have boots, but they're not like cowboy boots. They're from Denmark. They're called duck boots.
Yeah, I'm familiar. Like
All
an
your
LL Bean.
toes are all split out.
Oh.
So like the end parts looks like kind of like duck feet.
Do you wear those out in the public?
Yeah, they're comfortable. I wore them to France.
Yeah, that makes sense. Seems like a European thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like when Al Bundy made the God shoes on Married with Children. Where
They're
it was just
they're
like-
super comfortable and your feet aren't all crushed together.
Well, You know, you learn something new every day. I just learned something new.
Yeah, but I don't know how well they'll go with like dark denim jeans. But
You can try. Or,
Yeah.
you know, put on a base, put on your dark denim jeans.
I haven't worn jeans in like 2 years now.
Put on those shoes.
What
and
are,
tell us.
what are those pants? Those are khakis?
No, they're like a grayish. I don't know. They're like climate controlled pants from Canada. They're like super strong, but you don't burn up in the summer when you wear them.
All right. I don't want you to be hot during the summertime. Even though Pete Coatney once told me you got to be hot to be cool sometimes.
I like Pete, but he wears the sunglasses a lot, but not as much as Kenny Arnoff does. Oh, I threw a name out.
Wow.
Are we gonna have to edit that?
Drop your toes.
I was just talking about how we don't throw names out.
Now you're throwing names. That was supposed to be season 3.
I know.
Now we're in season 2. Come on.
I guess we're not going to air this for another 5 episodes now. No, but that guy wears sunglasses all the time.
He wears like large jewelry as well too.
But
Like,
he wears the glasses all the time.
sorry, but
You know, I'm always suspicious of people who wear sunglasses all the time because I feel like so no one can see the shit rolling around in their eyes.
well, what do they say? It's either people that are visually impaired or assholes that wear sunglasses inside.
What's the eye thing? Is it glaucoma?
Yeah, Bono's got glaucoma supposedly, so he gets to wear sunglasses.
Yeah, but he has different tinted glasses. You can still see his eyes.
The
most of the time.
rose-colored tint.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's how he looks at the world.
Irish.
Yeah,
All right. So remember when we were talking about why you were here?
yeah,
All right. So we're going to talk about songwriting stuff.
cool.
But I don't want to talk about like how to write a song. What
Yeah.
was your inspiration for this? Because no one cares. But I want to talk about like the stuff that happens when you're writing with like co-write. Like, do you remember the first time you wrote a song with somebody else, or the first time you wrote a song a co-write?
Yeah.
Was that in Texas or was that anywhere else?
It was in Nashville. I was still in college. I spent my fall break in Nashville with this guy named Scooter Caruso. That's his pen name. Small side note, my pen name is Santiago Huckleberry, which I've yet to only use once. But yeah, Scooter wrote a couple songs for Kenny Chesney and owned a publishing company, part of it, and then somehow I got in touch with him.
See, that's the thing that young aspiring songwriters, how they get that first opportunity. They don't know how to actually, like, how does that work? Are you going to Nashville all the time? Are you just meeting everyone you can possibly meet? Or is a friend of a friend of a friend?
It was a friend of a friend of a friend.
You got someone's number
Yeah.
and just said, hey, dude, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, it basically started. I was in Memphis. That's where I'm from, and I got in touch with Scooter because I guess his brother-in-law lived in Memphis. Called him. He was stern, and he was like, "Send me some songs, bro. Send them right now. Call me."
Yeah, don't waste my time.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, guy,
Yeah.
I'm working here.
Exactly. And so about an hour later, he called me back. He's like, he's kind of an aggressive personality, and he's like, "What's up, man? Okay, so what are you doing right this second?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm just hanging out at my parents' house. He's like, all right, come over to Nashville. Come on, right now. And so I go to Nashville, and I meet with him, and he has his feet up on the desk.
Yes.
And he listens to all my songs. And he's like, all right, okay, cool. Well, I mean, I could kind of try to help you a little bit. We'll see how this goes. And then Frank Liddell, the other owner of the record company, came in and was like, who are you? Why are you here? Kind of like T-Bay just did to me. And
That's how we do it here.
yeah. And then I said something about not wanting to end up like Steve Earle and being on heroin. And I think that's how they remembered me. They were like, oh, that's the guy that doesn't want to be on heroin. That's good. And then it later evolved. I started writing with him. But he's like a big-time songwriter. So my little 20-year-old ass would go in there and he would just be like, what are you thinking about? What are your feels? What do you got? And I'd be like, I don't know. You're the guy. You like help me figure this out. And he would start writing like, I don't know, like 16. Like I'm 16. I'm on the seashore with my lover, and it's like prime Kenny Chesney material.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd be like, well, that's not exactly what I'm going for. So we never actually wrote anything. But we wrote for 7 years. We'd hang out. He'd come to my house and smoke cigarettes because his wife wouldn't let him.
No heroin, though.
Yeah.
No heroin.
No heroin. And then
So that was it. You had a connection.
Yeah,
And I think that happens a lot. I think it's a lot harder to just
I think it's the only way.
to go to Nashville and run by all the publishing houses there and go, hey, can I write with someone? Hey, can you get me in?
Yeah, unsolicited demos go into the trash.
Or even if you just want to write with someone.
I guess you could, if you could go to BMI, or I'm with BMI, but you could go to ASCAP maybe. And be
CSAC's
like,
small. You think you can get in there?
CSAC is membership only, so if you don't have, you have to be invited, so you can't be.
Yeah.
But
I'm a member of CSAC as a performing rights organization.
Wow.
dang, somebody got the invite.
What was it? How'd you get it?
We knew someone, just like you said.
Yeah.
She actually let the lady that got us in there is not with it anymore. She's at administration now.
Gotcha. It's fairly fierce competition if you're like a big songwriter. They're like, I can move over to CSAC, man. You're going to get my royalty checks a lot quicker. And you're like, okay, cool.
Okay, so back to
Percival's CSAC.
so that was your first introduction in writing in Nashville, so to speak.
Yeah, and so I did that, and they kind of told me, they were like, what's your plan? I went and made a record and sent it back to them, and they were like, they told me,
Who'd you send it back to?
Scooter
Okay.
and Frank, and they told me, like, the initial conversation was like, if your record's good, we'll help you a lot. If it's not so good, we'll give you a little bit of help. I was like,
Well, what do you expect them to do?
I know.
Re-record it and rewrite
Yeah.
all your songs?
So they were like
That is
very upfront
amazing.
about that, and I'm like, okay, hope it's good. We'll see what happens. And so yeah,
Was it?
we went down to Lockhart, and Scott Davis produced. You actually mixed it, Adam.
Yes, I did.
So-
that's how we met.
He put the sweet magic on it, and then
No big deal.
they invited me to come back. They were like wanting to meet me in Memphis because I wasn't 21.
That sounds
yet.
like a song title.
I think Tom T. Hall. That's how I got to Memphis.
That's how I got to Memphis. Yeah.
Yeah. Meet me in Memphis. Memphis.
That sounds like a Reva song or something.
Mike wants a third.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad we're dividing. And then, long story short, basically they gave me a pub deal and a record deal. But it wasn't.
Explain a pub deal for people who have no idea what that means.
A publishing deal essentially is when somebody is paying you to write songs, they give you a draw, which is
Money. That's cash money.
Cash money.
Does it come all at once or does it come quarterly?
It comes monthly.
Monthly. So you get a monthly stipend
Yep.
for songs that you demo. You don't have to demo them, or you do have to demo
You
them?
have to turn. I had to turn in 12 full songs a year. So if you and I wrote a song, that would count as a half song.
Right. This is where math is important, Adam.
Yep.
Math gets really important in
By the way,
publishing.
remember when they took math as a requirement at a South Plains College commercial music program?
Yeah.
So now in the commercial music program at South Plains College, math is not a requirement.
Nope.
So how good are these songwriters going to be when they don't know what, half of a song or a third? Because there's some songs have a lot of writers.
Man, if you don't know what a third is and you're trying to make money in the music business, then you gotta stop.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Some people didn't know people from Puerto Rico were U.S. citizens.
Well,
Fuck Rob Baird. He says I need to know math.
I mean, just
Fuck
get your
this.
iPhone out
Yeah.
Okay.
when
so
you're at the Chipotle line.
all right. So you're co-writing with someone. That's
Yeah.
good. So during the process, I'm moving this along.
You good?
So when you're writing with somebody, one other person,
Right.
is it automatically 50-50? Or if the guy shows up with all this, like half of a song or more, and the other person helps him, do you have to talk about it first, or should you talk about it later? Because a lot of times it's assumed if you bring some material and you write with someone else and they help you finish it, no matter how much they actually contributed to it, it's 50-50.
Right.
Unless you talk to them before you leave that writing session and say, hey, dude, it was kind of on mine. I know you helped a little bit. How about like 75-25?
It's very much, it's pretty much implied that it's 50-50. But there's been times when I'd walk out of the room with you can tell immediately where you're going with the guy. And he's like, yeah, man, so like, I started this with my friend. And like, this is like a 25%er for you. And I'm immediately like, okay, cool.
So
Yeah.
who determines, whose say gets to determine what it is usually?
I would
Or
probably say it's your publishing administrator at the end of the day
Yeah.
will negotiate that.
see, we're getting into co-writing ethics right here.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
lack thereof. Two guys enter a room.
Yeah, let's talk.
It's two guys, one song right now.
Let's talk about that process. So, like, my deal was I didn't live in Nashville, which later became a problem. But when I did, I would wake up every day, go in at about 10, drink some coffee. Your buddy meets you, whoever you're riding, they set you up with, and then you kind of go into like a I don't know, kind of like a prison cell of a room, and it's like, hey, are you inspired today? Let's write a song. And that's the
You
process.
bring your own photos and put up on the wall.
Bring up your own photos.
That old classic Farrah Fawcett
Mood
poster.
lighting.
Put that up on the
Oh,
door.
that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of those
Some
places.
candles.
If you get to go to like Universal or Sony or Warner, they all have like nice coffee machines, and that's a little bit better. But where I rode,
Do they have nice fake Oriental rugs, handmade? They're not even handmade, machine-made Oriental rugs like in the studio right here.
I mean, that's what music's about, is Oriental rugs.
All right, so we need to finish up before
Okay.
we move on with where we're going, because now we're all over the place now. All right, publishing deal,
Yeah.
a monthly check, and there's a number of songs that you have to give them full. Like these are like full demos, right? Not like you in an acoustic.
No, you can just iPhone demo it in or whatever your mode of transportation.
So it doesn't have to be a full band.
No, and then, I mean, because they have to, there's demo budget in your contract, hopefully, if you have negotiated that, where if they like the songs and they want to go pitch them, then you have to, agree upon.
A fully realized demo. Right.
And you'll go in with a band and then cuts it on the union card, and you'll cut about 10 songs in 4 hours.
Yeah.
So what's the average amount of songs per year that they require?
I was 12. I think
That's 12 full
yeah.
credits, not co-writes. Like you said,
Yeah.
you get a co-write with one other person, that's a half.
12 acceptable songs. So you could write 30. I remember every year kind of being like under the gun and being like, not getting as much feedback as I wanted, and being like, okay, I need to like jam out 5 more hit country songs.
Yeah.
And then you have to so are you, for most of them, is it just you in an acoustic
Yeah, most of
on
the time.
GarageBand or something like that?
Yeah, I think this is kind of pre-iPhone. Was like you could realize you could do it. So yeah, GarageBand.
Do you have to give them a chord chart
No.
or you just the lyrics?
Yeah, in Nashville, they're just going to go by the Nashville number system and just
Okay,
like
so
listen
you do have to turn in like a lyric sheet.
Yeah, and then, well, unfortunately, for those poor interns, you would just turn in an iPhone demo, and then later they'd hand you a piece of paper like 5 months later that you'd sign that was like your song, 50-50 split, whatever the deal is. And some intern would have to figure out the lyrics.
Oh, man.
And I would be like, dude, I got this stuff on my computer. Like, I can send it over. And they're like, we're really struggling to understand what you're saying. I'm like,
Okay, so
yeah.
12 songs, a monthly check.
Yeah, hopefully in advance, too.
You have to demo them, and sometimes you may get some recording budget.
Yeah.
All right, so that's that. All right, so now we're at the ethics of you're in the room with another songwriter, male or female. Let's say, I'll give you examples. Let's say you bring in 75% of the song, but you say like you need like a chorus or you need a third verse and you just can't, you don't know where to go.
Right.
Or a bridge or something. And they help you with that. Are you feeling that you should get more? Like when do you say like, hey, this is kind of what I need. I'm kind of looking for like 20. I mean, does it get awkward when you have to like call the split out? Or you just say, you know what? I'm not going to make any waves. I'm kind of new in town. I'm lucky to be writing in this room anyway. 50-50. I don't care. I just hope it goes better. Or like if this songwriter has more cuts than you, you're like, yeah, 50-50. And then hopefully their name gets the song to where it needs to go.
Dude, I was pretty young. I mean, I was like 21, so I didn't want to rock any boats. But I also learned very quickly that do research on your songwriters. Like figure out what their deal is if you can.
And their style too. Maybe.
Yeah, that helps.
And how many cuts they've had and how well they've done.
Yeah, I mean, it's more about like, am I getting in a room with like a country crooner or like a pop track guy? Like, where are we going with this?
Gotcha.
What's it going to be like? Or has this guy been on The Voice? I watched a lot of Voice performances, but I
don't have cable.
yeah, and me neither anymore. Thank God. So I would kind of judge the room and be like, is this worth giving up my song to, or am I going to just go along for the ride here and hope that this guy we get a good song and maybe he cuts it? And so if it's 75-25, cool.
So there's a little bit of political maneuvering, if you will.
I think the whole music business is
Well,
political.
we know that,
maneuvering.
but there are. This is all right. You're talking about a young guy actually writing with the pub deal in Nashville and the things you were dealing with. So yeah, those are kind of situations that you're in, and a lot of people probably wouldn't know. But now you're more ahead of the game at this point because you've already probably have a DBA. Does business as already with you probably have a business account
LLC,
at your bank.
All the things you need.
You got all that, or either LLC or the DBA, which is easier. And you've already are with a performing rights organization. You were with BMI.
Yeah, I signed up for BMI in college. I missed my first BMI meeting because that's when I got my deal, and I went out and got hammered with the Wade Brown crew, and that was
You had to give your
first mistake.
You have to give your medallion back and start all over again.
About, man. Luckily, I'm great friends with my guy over there, and he just came to my show up in New York together, so that we got through that. But there's Nashville is very political. It is very scary place to just go and just start operating business and try to make something happen.
So who told you that you had to go to the bank or had to go down to the city and register like a songwriting name, a DBA kind of thing?
Man, we started playing, and like I made a record that's not out anymore, my first record, and I think
Was it your producer said, "Hey, you gotta"?
I just started making money, and I started worrying about taxes. I mean, I wasn't making that much money, but I was just we've had the aardvark every Tuesday.
So you just figured this out on your own. That's what I'm saying. Like who told you? When did you find out that you had to get a DBA and then had to go to the bank and then you had to get a performing rights organization?
When I left college, I found some lawyer in Fort Worth that seemed like he was nice, and he helped me get an LLC. And then
he knew He knew the music side of.
He knew nothing. He was oil and gas, but you get an LLC, it's like $450 or I think $450. You get on LegalZoom and do it now.
A DBA is like $14.
Yeah, but the liability of having an LLC. So like if the van, God forbid, runs off the road and we hit something.
You're talking about you as a corporation. I'm talking about as for your songs.
Oh yeah. I would still probably get an LLC, to be honest. Any way to be just a separate entity in this situation is a good idea.
So recapping this for young songwriters, aspiring songwriters, you got to go down to this. What's the city building called, Adam?
Which
City Hall?
City Hall, whatever. You got to come up with a name.
Yeah.
Right? And then you got to type it in the computer, and it comes back and say, oh, yep, this is available. You got it. And then once you have that, it's like $14, $15. That's your basically DBA, real simple here. And then you take that, let's say
to the bank.
Yeah, then you go to the bank and then you open up a business account in that, a savings account, checking account, whatever. And now you have that. And then once you have your songs written and your lyric sheets, then you can go and try to get into a CSAC, BMI, or ASCAP, send them those songs. And that's your performing rights organization that will monitor that. So at this point, you own all the publishing at this point.
Yeah, you're ready. You're ready for success.
You're ready to do your record, your solo record by yourself, no label, and you have all that taken care of.
Yeah, you just probably need $20,000 to go make a record. But
let's baby steps here. But now, in your case, you were already trying to get a publishing deal. So when you get the publishing deal, now you're giving up a percentage of your publishing, if not all.
Yeah, man, which is still an issue kind of for me. Like I had 2 records that when I left Carnival. Let me say this first. They were very, very kind to me and took me under their wing and taught me a lot of things. But I left, and then as I put up my 3rd record on my own, like my Spotify plays started going up, and so they're still making money. We're on some playlists that they own on Spotify, and so they still, they're making money off of it.
They still own the publishing on those songs.
Yeah.
But you still get all the songwriting, though. You don't give up your songwriting side.
No, they get that too till you pay back your draw. See, that's the thing. Everybody thinks that it's
you got this, Adam? Taking notes?
Oh yeah. I know this.
So they got to they'll get all the money back, which is always questionable because it's not your accountant, it's their accountant. And then once they get their money back, then you get to start reaping the benefits of.
Right. So you're making that. Well, I was going to say a really bad dad joke when you said carnival. I'll say you go to the carnival, you get the clowns, right? Okay. Moving on.
So here's a quick question for you. What, publishing wise, how much of the publishing did they have?
They get all of it. I think.
They have all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, when you get a publishing deal, they get all of your publishing. You get 100% of your songwriting,
well,
but
it's everybody's negotiable. I know people with 50%.
You can get a co-pub.
If
you've got, I don't think a lot of young people that are just starting off are going to get co-pub, but if you have success in the industry or have worked for a publisher previously, then you can negotiate 50% is pretty normal, I think.
Yeah, I think that's usually.
If you hate playing the double douche bars in
Yeah.
Texas or other states that have double douche bars, and you just don't want to deal with all of the headache of a band and all that stuff, is it in your best interest to still get a pub deal, or is that kind of like it's over now?
Man,
Is it over to just, I want to be a professional songwriter, I don't really care
it's
about
getting
doing all the
close,
other stuff?
Man, the pie is not as big as it used to. And like, I mean, unless you're just like a straight up stone cold music road, like killer songwriter that has relationships with those artists, was now the artists are in the room or trying to write the songs. So the pitchable idea of like, hey, well, you and I wrote a song, let's go pitch it to Eric Church. Well, like Eric Church is on, I think, most all of his songs, and he wrote them with his friends. So he's not going to be like, unless you kill it, or like a random situation like Gary P. Nunn just got one of the tracks that, what is it? Anybody in the last first thing I did this morning?
Yeah.
That song wasn't, he wrote it forever ago. They thought it was a Willie Nelson song. And I heard that Gary P's manager went up to Universal and was like, hey, y'all need to cut this. And that's a random thing. I don't know. Everybody I know wants a publishing deal in Texas.
That's just a lazy way out?
That's not lazy.
Or they just don't want to deal with, like I said, having to deal with the band and traveling and playing and stuff, and let me just write songs and have people cut them.
Yeah, I just don't know if you can get them cut like you used to. I don't know if publishing deals are really... A guy I worked with, Troy Cartwright, just got a publishing deal, but he's leaning more country radio-y. Like, if you just want to be a songwriter... And Drew Kennedy's got one, which is awesome. I know he's been working on that for a long time. If you find a publishing deal, you need to find somebody that you're really adamant about working with, that can help you get your songs on placements and ways to generate money to get that draw into a place that's not completely exorbitant where you can't pay it back.
I would try to befriend music supervisors.
Yeah.
If you're not on a label and you're just a freelance guy, because they don't want to have to go through all the red tape with labels and big songs, and maybe they do an independent stuff, and say, hey, I'm doing this TV show or this movie. I need a song about this. Can you write me a song about this and record it?
Yeah.
This is what I need. And then, and then you can get a cut that way.
Most of that is just in the style of.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's this song. Just make sure we don't get sued.
Right.
Or I would just try to befriend artists and write with them.
Man,
and because artists are going to cut songs like the local guys around this state, right?
Yeah. I mean, Josh Abbott and I wrote a song 8 years ago, and it just came out on his record a couple weeks ago, and I was like, wow.
Another record I didn't play on.
8 years ago.
Yeah. Adam's doing the name drop.
I mean,
drop
well,
sound.
you know,
we don't have a sound for that.
I call it Watch Your Toes. I just dropped a name.
Maybe I do need boots.
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing this. No, but you know, yeah, you never know where that's going to go.
Carnival owns that. I don't have anything to do with it. They like contact me, and I was like, yeah, it's not my deal. I wish it was.
Yeah.
So you're not getting anything on that?
No. And I had 7 TV placements, and I did exactly what you said. I met this girl.
Because those songs are still owned by, yeah.
It's their deal. I mean, that's the deal, you know. But I wouldn't have been able to get out of college and not have to go get a job if I didn't work with these people.
Is it hard to get out of a publishing deal?
No, once your term's done, you can just, I mean.
All right, how long are usually terms?
1 year with an option.
Okay. So after 1 year, anything you write after that, it's back to you again?
No, they decide if you're coming back.
No. What if you you're done after that year and you don't want, so everything you write after that's all yours?
Yeah, then
again?
you're gravy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So did we finish the ethics about writing in Nashville with Nashville writers about song, like coming in there, like these situations, like you don't leave the room without saying who wrote what and what the percentage is, right? And do you get their like performing rights organizations or stuff?
That's
or
all
publishing?
on really the administrator, the publishing administrator, whoever. You know, they have a company that like does all.
They take care of that
legalities of it. Yeah.
So when you're done, you turn in the sheet.
Basically, I mean, if they didn't have a person that would do that, I know a lot of songwriters that are probably not too. They just want to write songs. They're not worried about going home and figuring out like, hey.
Or having money to have a career later because they didn't want to do the stuff.
A lot of people have screwed up, man. I mean, there's a lot of stories, but you know, I never really had that much trouble between having a weird split. And like if somebody was like, I worked on a song for a while and maybe helped them with the chorus, I'd just be like, okay, if they want to worry about it, cool. But I didn't do that much. And
Yeah.
I got a situation. All right. Say you wrote a song, you finished it with somebody,
Yeah.
but you really didn't like it, but it was done. And
right.
then,
Happens all the time.
but then can you rewrite that with somebody else? Change the lyric or maybe change the bridge?
Yeah, that's when you
Or
got to be very upfront.
what happens with that? Does the original person still have a percentage of that, and you just get less of your percentage, even though you didn't like it, and you changed the song?
I recently did that with a song that I started with a friend of mine at Carnival, and I've always loved the song, but there was just like some things that didn't really fit where I was anymore, and so I think we'll kick back a third to him. And man, for as many records that we sell, it's like okay to be like, okay, the financial gains of not doing it. It just makes you look like a dickhead, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in Nashville, it's all business, like you said, and political.
Totally
all right. So
different
let's move on from Nashville. All right. So now let's bring it closer to home.
Okay.
Situations where you're riding with somebody, and they don't know the first clue about the act of songwriting, how to a songwriting set. They won't even call it a session. It's just, hey, we're just getting together, drinking,
Chilling,
whatever,
bro.
and we're just
Chilling.
writing some stuff. And then y'all both leave, and nothing's really said. Like, would you feel like you would have to say like, hey, before we leave, just so we know, can I get your performing rights? Or can I get your PRO thing, or what your publishing name is, or what would you even say any of these stuff? Like, man, why is this guy saying all these terms? I thought we were just writing some songs, man.
Right.
Just put it on song. And you're like going,
I gotta go make the money.
it's like, yeah, dude, I don't want like 6 months later when the song's on my record and then you're saying that you wrote the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't even have, like, what if you write with someone who doesn't even have anything? Doesn't have a DBA, a publishing company, didn't have like his publishing company name or anything.
Yeah.
Has no idea. He just wrote a song. Do you like even feel like you have to ask that, or you don't even ask it? And then when it's time to put that record on, the producer's like, hey, we need to like, what's these songs go on? Who's the writer on this song, and what's the split? Then what do you do?
Well, I mean, first off, like, time is your biggest problem. And as I've gotten older, I don't have time to like go out and write. So I'm very selective of who I write with now. And that's all like, I don't worry about their PROs. Like, we know that's good. We work together. Like, it's all going to be fine. I trust them. But like, I have been in those situations where you do that.
Or they don't have one at all.
Yeah. And
You
like,
want to put the song out and say, hey, dude, you need to either do that or just give it to me.
I wrote a song with an artist, and I knew he was playing it live, and it ended up on his record. And then like a week before, I got the question, hey dude, what's your publishing company? What's your PRO? I mean, the girl that does my administration now told me that, she's like, yeah, dude, it doesn't really matter until like the first quarter payout of your record anyways. I mean, you should have that on the record, like in print, but I mean, until money starts getting collected.
The pipeline,
Yeah.
Adam. It's always
Yeah.
in the pipeline.
Always be closing.
Like the fake gas shortage we had back during the Harvey
what
thing.
was that?
But another thing about that is, a lot of times, you never know which one of your children is going to make something of himself, so to speak.
Right.
But when that happens, on the odd chance that a song does start to generate money, and that stuff hasn't been worked out, and then you have to go back and try to fix it, that is
You're in a
very
kerfuffle.
difficult. That could take years to jump through all those hoops. Trust me, I
agree.
know, because that has happened to me
yeah.
before.
Yeah, man. I mean,
It's just inexperience. 4 guys in a room, not knowing anything. Song gets put on a record, becomes a single, and now you're like, oh, well, weren't we? I thought I was. Why is it my name on? And well, you did.
yeah.
It gets weird.
Well,
And that's 2 years to fix that.
There was a time when I first started making records, late '90s, down here. There was a time when some older artists from Texas, all they would do is go through all the young guys, what we were doing, and they would figure out which ones don't have publishing companies,
Yikes.
and publish them. And it was very,
It's a little hairy.
very dirty. There was some dirty pool going on.
Yeah.
Is this from personal experience, Adam? You get these young, inexperienced, ignorant dudes in here. I don't mean ignorant in a bad way. They just what the actual word means. You get them in here, and you're like, "Hey, I'll write that song. I'll help you write that song, and then we'll just put it on my publisher. It's cool. You don't have to get one now."
No, it wasn't writing. It was literally, oh, hey, this record. Oh, this guy doesn't have a publishing company.
I do.
So you just put it on yours.
I do, and they do it without the artist ever even knowing it, and them doing it just in case something happened to that song. Hey.
I mean,
that should automatically default to the producer until the last payment is made for the studio session.
Yeah.
Until the producer gets all his money and the studio gets all his money, just like holding on to the hard drive of all the tunes.
Yeah.
Is like, hey, dude, those are my songs, my publishing on those songs until final payment, and then here you go. Here's your hard drive. Here's your publishing. I'm just saying.
And you can't, the bottom line is like, the pie has gotten smaller, but the good news is that if you want to be an artist that's control of your own destiny, I mean, you can make a record, put it up and distribute it yourself, have your own publishing, all the things that you need to do. But if you get in one of those situations, there's not enough money to hire a lawyer to go after the situation of suing somebody now, unless you have like a mega hit. So
Yeah.
you really... the responsibility is all on the artist and or manager to actually be like, okay, I need to go through my 10 songs and figure out who the fuck wrote them.
Yep.
And just write it down, email somebody. I mean, it takes, what, an hour?
Some of these young guys doing their first records don't even know about this stuff.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
are you just a dick because you're asking the guy what the percentage is before you leave the room? Hey, dude, we wrote a cool song. This is pretty cool. I might put it on my record. You might put it on yours, whatever. It's cool. But by the way, this is 50-50. And, does that conversation come up like in Texas? Not with not with like you personally, but have you heard stories about where guys get together and like, I mean, it can't all be good old boy. You can't everything just can't be good old boy. It'll work its way out.
I mean, look, I know essentially on FGL's Cruise, which is a song I know that we all listen to every day.
Yeah.
I think there was like 5 or 6 writers on that. So, that song sold like 7 million, 8 million copies as a single, maybe even more now. And like, you got 6 people on there. I know that those guys had a little bit of trouble with one guy that was in the room, and then he had to get paid out, and then he started his own artist career on it. And so like, yeah, there's a class. Those guys were just like bros that were like, they were going to be country rappers. And then essentially they write this huge song and then they had to figure it out later. So
should there be a limit on how many people can write a song?
I agree.
Well, and that goes into how many people can produce a song.
True.
I mean,
but look at Adele records and pop records, like Harry Styles records. There's like 6 or 7 writers on those and producer on every different.
So
I think the producer is probably scheduling.
That's the
we couldn't get this guy this time, so we had to get this guy, or we couldn't. This guy was busy on this day.
No, it's like I think it's like so if Adam comes in and produces a track, like you hire him to produce the track from top to bottom, maybe be a writer on it. That's kind of how like Pooh Bear.
But those pop stars aren't doing. They're not like doing the whole record right then. They're maybe doing like a song here, a song there. So it's I know a lot of it has to do with schedule.
It's very label heavy,
and it's basically when the artist is ready, not when the producer's ready. So if the producer ain't ready, get another producer who is.
Well, and a lot of that, especially the pop stuff, when I think of like Rihanna and stuff like that, they've got their vocal producer.
Yeah.
So this guy's producing the track that they like, and so then
we're getting off topic, but keep going.
No, but he has so this needs a loop. Okay,
right.
So there's the loop producer that comes in and does this. Okay, so she's going to have her vocal producer, maybe sometimes 2 vocal producers. One of them being the tuning producer.
Oh, yes,
but then sometimes they come in and go, we like the beat, we like this, but musically, if we're going to go, this is going to go to multiple places. So you've got on pop radio, it's going to have more of the synth and guitar thing, but this is also going to go to country pop radio. So this, we had to have the more banjo-y and maybe fiddle and stuff. So you have producers that do the country side of it. Then you have producers that do the more poppy rock, adult, contemporary versions of it and stuff. And that all gets in there.
There's a lot of money in that game,
It's insane.
Though. So that's why everybody's going for it. You know what I mean?
It's, yeah.
You're on pop radio. You're in Hot 40 radio. You're making real BMI checks. Like,
Yeah.
you're buying houses off that.
Well, Amy Winehouse's birthday is coming up, 9/14. So when this podcast might be coming out. And I do remember seeing and reading about how Mark Ronson would have her come in with an acoustic and just sing the song. And then they would listen to a whole bunch of records. And then she would leave. And then the band would come in and record the song, have it all done. And then she would come back in and sing it.
Oh, totally.
And that's how they did it. Like I think she only recorded live with the band like on one track.
Well, she had
like-
drinking to do.
Well, she
I
was
hate to
also
say that,
writing
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah,
too.
she's amazing, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you
But
hear
that's
that-
another way they would do it there too.
I think George Strait does that. I'm pretty sure he just rolls in. I mean, you have a guy come sing the demo track, and he comes in and gives it that George Strait magic.
So where are we, Adam?
Oh, I don't even know.
Can you look? You're right there. Why are you in the room if you're not going to look?
Well, no, don't worry about it. Just keep going.
All right. I want to do, it's rapid fire time.
Rapid fire.
I'm
All
bad
right.
at these.
These are questions for you. Wait, I tried it once with Brendan. No, I didn't do it with Brendan, did I?
No,
Damn
I
it.
just
We
did
have
it
to
with-
get him back in here.
We just
did
did it with
listen.
Bowman.
We did it with John Bauman.
Okay.
All right. All right. These are like bad ones.
All right.
I couldn't really think of anything. All right. Writing in Nashville with pros, writing in Texas.
Writing at my kitchen table.
That
Bam.
just failing the first question. All right, here we go. Co-writes or writing solo?
Let's see, co-writing with two people that I like to write with.
All
Sorry.
right. So you rather do that than write you by yourself?
I like to start songs by myself, but then I get lonely. I want somebody to.
I like to read by myself. I don't like to read with someone else reading
Yeah.
the same book as me.
I get
The
that.
same- Okay.
Michael.
This is tracking now.
Okay.
A song on put a song on your record. Recording the best song, period, versus one you wrote.
I mean, I'm pretty much writing all my songs now, unless there's something that comes out of nowhere.
This is hypothetical. Here.
Yeah, I mean, I have about 6,000 demos from Nashville that I stole from all the publishers off their servers.
I'm just
and
trying to see
yeah.
how selfish you are here. Like, are you like? It's like the fantasy league football. The people who do fantasy league, they will like pick a player on their own team versus someone who's got better stats. They would want that their team to do well. So they don't really want to win at fantasy league, right? Because that's emotional. That's not logical. That's why I'm asking you this. It's the same thing with artists. They get selfish where they want their co-writes, even though there might be another song the producer thinks is a solid hit that they didn't write, but they don't want that song on there. They would rather hurt their career based on a potentially.
I don't really look at it that way. I
Okay.
mean, like, look, if
We're like, this is not going well on these rapid fire. All right, we're
here's
moving on.
Here's a good example of that, real quick though. Like, "Kiss Me in the Dark," Randy Foster wrote that. That was a huge song for Randy Rogers at the time, and that's a great song. And like, if somebody sent me "Kiss Me in the Dark" 2.0
Versus the song you wrote by yourself.
and it fit what I was doing for my record vibe wise, then I would definitely consider it.
You think he prefers to be kissed in the dark?
I remember
Is that good? Is that advantage for the girl kissing him or for him?
it does create a couple questions.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
All right, publishing deal, or record deal.
Record deal. More
Record
money.
deal?
There's more money in record deals.
Okay, all right. Man, these should be like slow release fire questions.
Just ask a question, Mike.
Time released questions. All right. Nashville, Austin.
Austin.
All right. College football, NFL.
I don't watch football.
Well, the correct answer was soccer anyway.
Okay.
All right. That was that. In one sentence, explain why baseball is boring.
Well, there's like 37 minutes of action in a whole baseball game, right? Or something of that nature.
Yeah, and plus the 100 meaningless games out of the season.
Yeah.
The first 100 games.
It's an American sport, though.
All right. Is denim important?
I think so.
Okay.
It wears well.
Cowboy hats, fedora.
Like Stetson Open Road. You hate my answers.
This might be the last rapid fire.
Shit.
I mean, cowboy
Adam,
hat
what do you
sounds
think?
more fun.
All
Fedora,
right.
nobody wins in a fedora anymore, do they?
No.
Wins?
Nobody's like, dude, look at that guy in a fedora. I want to be like him.
If his name is Joey 2 times and he walks up to you in a fedora, hey, guy,
Hey,
It's
guy.
an
We need
exception
the
to-
payment.
Yeah.
All right. Incidentally, I'm trying to bring the word guy back. I'm going to try to say dude less and replace dude with guy. All right.
How about you say
Moving
their
on.
name?
Moving on. Guy. Best podcast you've been on today.
Well, I guess it has to be this one.
All right. That's what I thought. Good one. Good one. Adam T-Bay. Think about this
I
one.
have history with Adam.
Think history's mystery.
We did some amazing things together.
We did.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michael.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey,
you're second best.
just hey,
I'm the second coolest one here today.
real quick. Between the two of us, which one helped you get a career?
Well, it was this man. Yeah.
Which one has tried to end someone's career? Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
This one is important and dear to me. Chipotle, Starbucks.
Starbucks was like in mobile order.
You know, let me tell you something about these mobile orders.
That's great,
Adam.
dude. It's great.
I go in there, there's no line, and they got to make 12 mobile orders, and nobody's there. It's like nobody's picking up the
You
mobile
need to
orders.
order
They're
at
sitting
10
there.
minutes ahead of time instead of 5, and then it's ready, and they just
my
hand it to
fault.
you. Yeah, it's your fault.
That I actually took time to go there.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. All right, this one here is controversial. Adam, controversial.
Okay.
Texas country versus anything else. And anything else doesn't mean music. It just means anything else.
Man, I don't really listen to a lot of Texas country.
Okay, anything else.
Yeah.
All right, last one. This one is might be important for some people. I don't really, I'm over it, but here we go. Favorite venue to play in Texas?
That's a tough one.
Can you give me two then?
Yeah, I mean, everybody says Green Hall, which Green Hall's great, but
No back door at the Green Hall.
yeah, I think it's hot in there. I like Sam's Burger Joint a lot.
Ooh, that's a
down in
good
San
one.
Antonio. Those guys have been very, very sweet to me for a long time. And then recently started playing the Kessler in Dallas. And that place is just
That's a cool
dope.
place.
It's just dope, man. It's just a great hang.
We've been getting a lot of compliments hearing that about the Kessler Theater.
It's strong. Edwin's great over there. They're good people.
I like the San Antonio place, though. It's cool. They treat you well.
Can we? I would like to mention. I don't know if this place is still in business.
You want a bonus third?
I don't remember the name. I'll tell you the worst gig I ever had.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Some
Well,
bad
there's-
truth coming up.
There's two of them. One was we showed up at like a VA hall and it's Chicken Scratch, Texas, wherever that is.
It could be 10 miles out of Austin.
Yeah,
It could
I
be.
wouldn't know.
It's all chicken scratch out there.
And they were like, "Well, where's your PA?" And I was like, "Sir, no. That was all on that contract." And he goes, "Well, I got one mic cord, one mic stand," and then like wrote an email to the booking agent that was all in caps. And we had a songwriter friend of mine who's just very quiet, and they were like, "And the songwriter was smoking weed," and we were like, "No, he wasn't, dude." They like wrote this email and said we were all assholes. I was
I
like,
really hope that he didn't put
Yeah.
the cap locks on the type that I think.
Oh,
I
yeah,
hope he
totally
actually
did.
put cap for each letter.
Like
he
shift.
shifted
They
for each
shifted
one.
for each letter.
yeah, I love when I get red emails. It's like, yeah, I can still read it. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
in red. Like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
What was the other one? We played sometime. I was somewhere in Victoria, and the bar was about, I don't know, 50 by 50. Stage was probably about 10 by 10. Couldn't turn an amp out plus like half. And by the end of it, so we're like trying to rock. It's not working. By the end of it, the bar owner was like humping a girl in a wheelchair.
Oh.
And then also sent that I had told some kid that was like, "Man, y'all didn't look like you were having fun up there." And I was like, "Is it something like, yeah, that's kind of like sticking your dick in a mattress or something like that." And that later came back to me in an email that I had told the kid that. And the guy was like pissed. And I was like, he was humping. He got wasted and was humping a girl in a wheelchair like this. It was so bad. The whole thing was bad.
Was this in Corpus?
No, seriously. But yeah. So those are but man, I think twice not gotten paid after all these years.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's kind of like the songwriting thing. Like, it only gets weird 1 out of the 200 times.
So if I bought some more denim,
Yeah, you love this denim thing.
what's my chances of subbing with you? I can't join your band because that just I can't. I
I
don't
got
know.
my
enjoy
little boy
band.
Z that's in the band. I mean,
I said subbing. I
He's
didn't
pretty
say
denim heavy.
replacing.
He's pretty denim heavy. I mean, you just have to go to a vintage shop and spend $10.
It just seems so laborious to put the
Laborious.
Is it laborious?
Laborious.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's labor intensive. That's definitely what it is.
I want to get something real quick. A question for you, since we're teaching.
Teach me some more words.
So say I've got a young artist who has potential, or wants to take this seriously.
Yeah.
And they know, they're like, man, I'm not a great songwriter,
Right.
but I've got something to say. I want to co-write.
Yeah.
Why? How can somebody that young get into the group? And I'm talking about Texas. I'm not even talking about Nashville.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go to Nashville. It's like
Right.
somebody, man, I really like Texas country. I'm doing this. I've been playing for a while. I'm starting to write songs.
I got a band, maybe.
Yeah. I want to co-write because I want to get better. I want to learn how to become a better songwriter, and I want to write with some people.
Yeah.
How does somebody that's young do that? Like, is it just making friends with, some acts they're opening for? Is it?
Man, I probably meet with like 2 people a month. Like they email me, or like Ryan Bieber called me the other day, who's like, "Hi, buddy, I met this new guy. I think you should meet him." And I was like, "Cool, Ryan Bieber, let's do that." And so, I mean, you could generally tell how like serious someone is about doing it. Like that's where I'm like, okay, do they just want to be famous? Because that's like, I'm not into that. I mean, I get it. You want to be famous. You don't want to have a job. You want to go play.
I know
the midnight rodeo and meet all the girls.
I know. As a producer, and I try to, especially when I know, like I try to work with acts that I want to work with, and that I can see has potential to have a career, no matter what style it is. Whether it's the poppier side. Yeah, I just like that. I like to help artists grow.
Totally.
And I've been trying more to like, you know what? Okay, I think you need to work on this.
Yeah.
And been trying more to talk to the songwriters that I love and know, that I'm just like, man, I'm a fan, and try to get them involved and be like, man, will you write with this guy? I think we have a potential of doing something, and this guy has a career ahead of him. He's willing to work hard, which, for me, one of the biggest things, as much as talent is important, it's work ethic.
Oh, I totally agree.
I'm always jumping into like, you know what, this guy may not be the best talented, but he wants to learn, and he will outwork most other people.
And that's what songwriting is work. You just got to grind it, man. And then hopefully over like 10 years, you'll have some songs and making a point of view. But if you do get the opportunity to write with someone, like show up, have an idea. It's just something. Like,
who shows up to a writing session with nothing?
More people than I've ever seen, man. I mean, you would be so surprised. It's like, well, how do you feel today? I mean, I know it's like
start cold.
Yeah. Starting cold is weird. I mean, like at least have an idea, show up on time. I don't like to write at 10 a.m. Like I had to do that for a long time. So I write like after dinner, but find a time that you want to write at, and like, be
It's
prepared.
weird for an art form
to be
scheduled.
Yeah, because sometimes,
idea.
it takes the inspiration out.
Well, and that's the one thing that one of the things that I love about Texas. Hey, write that down. Is just the fact that you will get guys that it's not, okay, noon o'clock, we're going to write. It's, hey, we just got done playing a show together. We're back in the van and stuff like this. Have got this idea.
You hear that in church too. Prayer in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I saw George DeVore last night, and he was like, "Hey, man, I got this song. We got to write it." And he was singing it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, just let me know when you want to do it."
He was inspired right then.
Yeah.
Please write with George.
I would love to.
Please.
I love George DeVore.
That'd be awesome.
His Huey Lewis cover band is one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Were you on that one, Michael?
You should be in the Huey Lewis cover band.
Yeah.
Should I?
You wouldn't have to wear denim.
Horn
Sweet.
section, all the stuff.
I got to
You
wear those
suits.
big blazers with the shoulder pads.
You should wear that all the time.
Yeah, that should be your thing.
I don't know.
One,
I need to start subbing. I need to start subbing with bands again.
Another quick question for
Call
you,
me.
Rob.
Adam's got questions.
I like
all of a
it.
sudden.
Jazz restaurant in Lubbock. Their crawfish fettuccine.
Oh, I remember that. My friend, my first manager, Maddie, was the waiter.
No way.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
That used to be my favorite place.
Y'all want to do your own memory lane podcast here?
We might.
We'd like the last 10 minutes. I've been like on my phone.
I know.
Yeah. It was
Like you're in Chipotle.
ironic.
All right, I got one last question. Let's wrap this thing up.
We covered all our bases?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If there's one thing in the Texas scene, or just Texas in general, that you would like to change or see done differently, what would it be?
It's a tough one, man. I just was having drinks with my buddy before I came out here and talking about that. I think there's a lot of potential to bring Texas music, especially as Americana, which is a whole nother conversation, is developing, and just, I don't know, increasing quality as time moves forward and making songwriters, like there's Tyler Childress, there's obviously Sturgill, Isabel, all these people, young guys, Andrew Combs coming up, like maybe getting out of the formula that we've been doing for 20 years as Texas country.
You mean beer?
Yeah, I'm not interested. I mean, Stapleton's records don't, I'm just not interested in beer anymore, but I'm 30. I don't care. I don't drink beer.
I just saw you at a bar 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was drinking tequila.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential to make Texas acts into national touring acts. Like everybody wants to do that, and
The
a lot
cart
of people
before
do it.
no, what is it? Yeah, the cart before the horse syndrome.
But there's a lot of people making good records down here, and
So you want more of a professional attitude, or a lot of people don't know what that means.
I would like to see artists develop, including myself. This is what I deal with every day.
You think calling them artists needs to be redefined? Do we need another name for artists that's not artists?
Song slangers?
No, I'm not joking.
What do you mean?
I'm being serious. I think.
Well,
I think when you call someone an artist because they put one record out,
You're an
I
entertainer?
don't think that's appropriate.
Well, I think part of it is what you just said, development.
Yeah.
And I think that's what there's a lot of producers, and
Yeah.
I'm definitely using the
Yeah.
things. And instead of, in a lot of ways, some of those producers are very hands off, and the other side of it, the producers are making their own records using the artist as the
Right.
thing. And I feel like people are not thinking long term or thinking multiple records or thinking of the career of that person,
Right.
of the artist, as
Selfishness.
a producer. Yes. It's like, and I only know from the producers that I've worked with that I've got to witness, like, I mean,
you've seen it all, man.
and it's like, it's never about, with some it is, but the ones that have real careers and the artists that have real careers, they're thinking long term, and they're thinking of, how will fans perceive this?
Right.
How can the artist play the record? How can the artist, go out there and tour, because they're thinking of, a good producer is thinking, well, man, I want this band to come back.
Right.
And I want to make multiple records with this band.
But that doesn't equate to making their career longer, though. Sometimes
Yeah, that's just a roll of the dice, I guess.
I just think upstarts here in Texas need to do a lot more research on producers and studios, and they need to have mentors, like people who they look up to, admire, and want to emulate and want to learn from. And I think that's something that's very important. A lot of it is just a generational thing where they don't want to learn. They don't think that they have to. They don't want to learn from people who know more than them. They don't want to take the wisdom out. Like when I was coming up, like I said, we've talked about this. I would talk to all those guys that were ahead of me. I wanted to know what they did right and what they did wrong, and just give me the stories, and I want to listen. And we've talked about this a lot on the podcast, but I feel like with the young upstarts today, they don't do that. They don't know their history. They don't know who came before them. They don't know why they even have a career now. It's because of some of these other people. And I think it's a mentoring thing. There's no legitimate mentors out there. Selflessly, what's the word?
Selfish or selfless? Which way are you going?
Selfless. Wanting to help, truly wanting to help somebody.
Well, and
steer them right, and make sure that they got a fucking PRO, and they got a publishing company, and set them up right, give them the tools to learn, because these guys aren't going to school. They're not learning the ins and outs or the business side of things, and they're just, man, I just want to, like you said, I just want to write, and that's not going to get you very far.
Well, and that's where I've learned to stand up. Like, and for years, I mean, I'm damn near 20 years doing this.
Are you saying right now that you're an available mentor?
And well, I tell you what I do.
You could truly care about their career, no matter if they're ready or not, or good or bad. You're still going to like, hey, I'm going to help you the best I can help you.
That's why I only produce the records now that I produce. I mix other people's records and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's one side of my business. But when I produce a band, especially a young band, I learned early on when I really got into producing records, where I'd produce it and do the best I can and everything, and I'd give my advice, and then I'd step back. And now I can't do that anymore because I'm tired of watching, and I've worked on some bigger records that I was actually producer on that I watched
training,
the bands fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, no, we're hand in hand. We're going to do this, and I can't always, I'm not a manager. I can't be there all the time.
Yeah. Where does the
Right.
producing end and the management start?
But I definitely find myself talking to managers, talking to publicists, talking to all this stuff, and finding out, okay, which direction should this record go? I trust this person. I don't trust this people. Who are you talking to? I'd maybe step back from that, but I would talk to this person, trust what this person has to say, and try to get a team involved, help them get a team involved. Because from my standpoint, producing a record and saying, okay, see you later, bye, I'm not going to get repeat business unless somebody else works.
Hey, Bert.
Oh, hey, buddies.
Hey, you tried producing too, didn't you?
Yeah. I've done some records.
I heard a rumor.
I've done some records.
Why didn't you call Mike?
You feel
He's
the
a bass
same.
player.
You feel the same with Adam there like where do you think your producing
Man,
role ends?
I've done a couple records. I mean,
We're back to the ethics again. Like where does it end when a guy comes to you and you do the best you can with the songs and the players that you can make this guy a good record? Where does it end after the record is out? Are you like, hey, who's your booking agent? Or hey, who's actually managing you? Or why didn't your manager come to the sessions? Or what?
it doesn't really end for me, but I know how to get like my buddy Troy Cartwright. Like he's the best example. We went and made a record.
Another record I'm not on.
Right. And then and we went and made a record, and then he moved to Nashville and then got a deal and then got signed to a big booking agency. And I was kind of around for check-ins, if you will, but and kind of, helped him formulate a plan. But we became close friends, so that was easy for me. But man, it's hard. Like what Adam's saying, like if I get involved in a project, I got to do it because I really want to do it and I like the person. I'm not in it for the money. I just want to figure out how to make great music. And, it's frustrating if you work on something and it doesn't work. I mean, you're just like, man, it takes a lot of energy to make music. And it takes a lot of, I hate to say it, blood, sweat, and tears, but you just do that and then it just kerplunks for some stupid reason, whether that's management or
Hiring the wrong bass player.
hiring the wrong bass player.
Yeah, not hiring me.
I mean, dude, the music business is just, it's a complete pain in the ass
It is.
backwards business. And
I want out of it and in it at the same time.
but it,
We're monetizing art.
All right. Well. So okay. Look, there's 3 of us in this room.
yeah.
We can mentor. I'm available. If anyone needs advice, contact me. I will gladly tell you what I think
How
based
did we
on what you tell
contact
me.
you?
Probably through Twitter or social media.
Okay.
We're done.
He
We're
says,
wrapping it up right now.
Contact him through Venmo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Venmo. No.
Well, there's a lot of sharks out there who will grab money, and take money
'Cause-
out of people's pockets too.
Yeah.
Then you got to watch that. I mean, my advice to an artist would be like, all right, first off, chill the fuck out. This isn't going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, this is a long road. There's going to be 90% failure, and there'll be 10% victory. Don't beat yourself up. It's going to be fine. Write. Listen to music. Listen to things outside of your comfort box. Go back, dig in through. Listen to Stones. Listen to Bob Dylan. Listen to Beatles.
Where can people contact you?
You can email me.
Go ahead. What's the email?
512.
Yeah, that's not my area code.
Yeah.
Rob Baird Music at Gmail. I mean, it normally takes me a couple days to get back to it.
All right.
But,
there you go.
yeah,
If
there you
anyone
go.
and Adam, the people need you as a mentor.
AdamJoder@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah.
And me, I'm at Bad Truth Podcast at Gmail.
Oh, man. You got that?
Man.
Dang.
He paid for it.
This is professional. Dude,
hear
we're
you,
trying
buddy.
to set an example for people.
I hear you. I mean, dude, if you want to be in the music business and you...
What's
and
your
there's-
latest record?
There's no other way. Hold on. There's no other way. You're gonna figure it out. Like that just happens. People are still here because they just kept doing it. So yeah. I wish I was selling out Whitewater Theater, but I still like my life and my job, and I realized that.
Well, you're playing the Kessler.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go.
I feel very fortunate.
Where can people see you? I don't know when this is coming out, this podcast, but where are you
What
playing anytime?
We're in Fort Worth this weekend.
What day does that? We don't know.
The 16th. It's a Saturday.
Okay.
Lola's Trailer Park. I've never played out there actually. That should be fun. It's TCU SMU game, so I expect people to be highly intoxicated.
And what's your new record? Or latest record, I should say.
We had a record called Wrong Side of the River. It came out last May. I'm working on a new one right now.
Wrong Side of the River.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
That's on Spotify.
It's on Spotify.
iTunes.
Radio edited by.
You got radio edits on there?
Dude.
Did you do the commentary? Did you do the Spotify commentary?
No, he's done both of my both of my radio edits that are where I dropped a goddamn in both songs. And the label on the first one was real like, you put GD in a song. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm sorry, but okay. And then poor Adam has to figure out how to like real quick.
The fun part is when there's no, like, it's not multi-tracked, it's the stereo track. You're
Right.
like, okay.
Yeah, and it's just like hands up.
go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Rob, thanks for driving all the way down here.
Thanks, guys.
And
I
not
enjoyed
running
myself.
into any deer.
Copious amounts of deer out here.
Yeah.
All right.
Adam, haven't seen you in a while either.
I know, it's good to see you, Michael.
I've seen Rob before I've seen you.
I know.
Lala's Christmas Bar.
Yeah, we're at Lala's hanging out. Well, we weren't hanging out. He saw me posting up. I was doing the
said
solo.
hi.
I was doing the solo swig.
He didn't seem like he wanted to say hi, and then I was like, come on, T-Bay.
I usually sit in like the boyfriend part of the bar. You know, like it's like either one side or the other of the bar. That's usually where like the boyfriend, the girlfriend of the bartender usually sits. And they sit there all night and stare and like, why is she talking to that guy? Why is she talking to that guy? You know, you're that dude. But no, it was just me doing a solo swig at this Lala's.
Saying, why isn't Rob coming over here? Why isn't Rob coming over here?
He walked over, we chatted,
Yeah,
and now this happened.
that's how we got here.
If you see me out, come chat. You might get on the podcast.
You might get some free mentoring advice if you.
Free, unsolicited
Yeah.
mentoring, whether you needed it or not.
That ding, ding, ding means time is up.
Did your phone just ding?
No, that was the alarm.
All right.
Somebody's breaking in.
All right, let's get out of here. This is good. I like this one. This is informative. It may not, I didn't really get to be as funny as I thought I was going to be.
We didn't get to attack anybody.
No. But,
I know we can later.
I know the rapid fire response, that's over now.
I'm not the best at that because I want to talk too much. So
You want to do it
give up.
again?
Don't like now.
Yeah,
like
let's do it again
same
right
ones?
now.
Oh man.
The same ones. Let's do it again.
All right, I can.
Let me get
I'll
to
give
it.
you the answers you want.
All right. All right.
Bacon
Mark
or
this
bacon?
down, Adam, for editing. No, we're just going to do it again. I'm giving him all right.
Rapid fire.
Writing in Nashville with pros or Texas?
Writing Nashville with pros.
Co-writes or writing solo?
Solo.
Recording the best song available or one of your own. That's not as good.
Best song available. I'm just doing the answers you want.
Okay. Publishing deal, record deal.
Publishing deal.
Nashville or Austin?
Nashville.
That's not what I wanted. College football versus NFL. Remember what I said?
Soccer.
Yes.
See? Yeah.
Football.
All right, hold on. In one sentence, explain why baseball is boring. I forgot about this.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Umpires.
Okay, 100 meaningless games. All right.
Sorry.
That was the correct answer. 100
Is
Yeah.
denim important?
No.
Okay. Cowboy hats versus fedoras.
Fedoras.
Best podcast you've been on today.
I did one this morning.
Oh, shit.
The Trey Blocker Show with Brendan.
T-Bay or T-Bay?
You.
Okay, cool. Got that one.
Matt Slagle.
Chipotle versus... What was that?
Slagle.
Yikes.
I like him. Chipotle versus Starbucks.
I love Chipotle because that whatever that hepatitis scare, whatever they had there.
Didn't stop me. Not
Didn't stop you.
Not
Really?
gonna stop me.
Yeah, I'm Chipotle all the way.
Texas country versus anything else.
Texas country, bro.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. Why is there not a Texas country rapper? Come on, people.
There is one.
Who?
Oh, a country rapper.
The Texas country rapper.
I guess Fowler's the closest thing to that.
Dude, there's got to be one. Come on, somebody out there, if you're just like thinking about it and you're like, I can rap, and you're like, come on,
Call up
us.
T-Bay.
Yeah, call up T-Bay.
T-Bay.
Call up T-Bay.
I started a Spotify playlist of one-hit wonder 80s rap songs when they just learning how to do scratching and stuff.
So you had
it's
some
great.
time on your hands?
Yeah, dude.
Was it like Dr. Dre? What was his band?
No,
he was
way
in?
before that, dude.
Okay.
We're talking like Houdini.
Oh, wow.
People like the Fat
Sir
Boys. Remember
Mix-a-Lot?
the Fat Boys?
I was born in
Chubby Checker
87.
and the Fat Boys.
Grandmaster Flash.
All doing the twist.
Yeah, I remember Grandmaster Flash. Okay.
All right, we're out of
That's
here.
stuff that
Let's go. I'm out.
stuff that Taylor Swift will rip off soon.
I'm
Right,
starving,
Fred.
dude.
Chipotle it is.
Chipotle's closed now.
Oh,
No, I got
no.
another hour and a half.
You're good.
Hey, I'm out.